Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, once again, I don't know what I'm doing actually. I've already recorded an intro once, but unfortunately it seems to become unseasonably hot once again in this country. I'm getting really bored of complaining about it. You're probably bored of listening me to You're probably equally as bored listening to me complain about it, but anyway, my computer was overheating, so I just go and stick the massive fan pointing at it in the hope that we can cool it down a little bit. But anyway, so yeah, I need to find a beer to review, so let's go take a look in the fridge. Here we are then, the new improved and painted beer fridge cam. What have we got in here? Well, top shelf, they've got this, look, that's dirty there, look, ignore that. That's one of the Impy Stouts from the Little Beer Festival that just finished, but we have already talked about that. We've reviewed that already. I think we've reviewed that already. Definitely reviewed that a couple of times. That's got a load of good. That was a Aldi beer, which apparently isn't very good. Just to prove that I'm not just talking nonsense, I bought an entire crate of this Blue Monkey American Hazy, despite it not being very hazy, because I liked it so much. And I bought a full crate of Monkey, the chocolate coconut mild, because that was fantastic. I do have their regular mild, which I could review, but I've done a lot of Blue Monkey recently. What else is in here? Let's have a look. So, what else have we got? Ooh, hello. So, we've got Death Star 2, 12%. Oh, we've got Suffering is an Art, a blackberry sour. That's interesting. We do have another Northern Monk Impy in here as well, but we also have this Vocation Barrel Age Series, the Imperial Kirsch. That is 11%. That's a contender. There you go, there's the other one. North Star 3, that is a 9%er. Stout brewing. Coconut. We'll do a lot of Scottish beer next week. There, another one of those lovely Impies that were very good. Do we? Another one, look, everywhere. Ampersand Caramel Milk Stout. Let us go for this. It's been hanging around for a while. Barrel Age Series Imperial Kirsch. There we have it then. The chosen beer from Vocation. They're part of their Barrel Age Series and Imperial Kirsch at 11%. I wouldn't normally review an 11% beer. I was going to say on a school night. Of course, it's not a school night for me because I've broken up, but you know what I mean. However, this has been knocking around for a while. It is an Imperial Kirsch chocolate and cherry stout. I mean, that's got to be a way to start your holiday off, right? Right. Anyway, quick look at the can before we break into it then. Beautiful can art on this. It's proper looks. It's kind of matte, satin, black and deep purple. It's a bit, I don't know, a bit Prince, bit... Yeah, look at it. It's just... It's bougie, I think it's fair to say. Very bougie. Let's get this open then. Ooh, little aroma at a distance, little tickle. Wow, that is such a dark, deep, ready, and quite a purple beer. In the glass then, I mean, other than the fact that once again I've done a terrible job of cleaning the glass, it's wow. Now, I had a beer the other day where I said you really can't see through it, and guess what? The same rings true here. It's just absolutely pitch black. It's got a really... You can't see through it, but it's kind of on the outer edge. It's got a bit of a purple hue, which I guess is why they went with the can design as they did. The head's dissipated completely already, which to be honest is not much of a surprise for an 11% beer. It's got kind of a toffee coloured head on it, but again, just a bit of a reddish purple hue to that as well. Right then, aromas. It smells like a big boozy truffle that's fallen into a vat of glacé cherries. That's the only real description I can give to you that does it any justice. I mean, super rich, super decadent, big chocolatey Black Forest Gatto cherry fruits, just, it's big. It is big time, right? That's all I can say. It's very appealing. I feel like it's going to be sickly. I feel like this review may only encounter the first fifth or so of this glass, because this is a sipper, really. This needs to be taken time over, but I will do my best. So let's get into it. It's been in my beer fridge now for at least 6 months, so it's well aged. We'll see what the best before is on the can later, if it's got one. But yeah, for now, let's find out. The Imperial Kirsch. Terrible at pronunciation, as always. Cheers. Oh, well. This is 2 beers in as many weeks that have instantly hit the button and gone, damn. Well. They're not similar, other than they're both dark beers, but oh, yes, sir, thank you. Wowzer. I mean, it's like someone said to you, would you like an incredibly alcoholic, fully brutal, calorific, dense as you like, Black Forest Gatto milkshake? And you've gone, that don't sound too great, mate, to be honest. I don't really know why you even serve that. And he says, sir, trust me, let me give you a sample. And you've gone, and then he's broken the bad news to you once you realise you've enjoyed it quite a lot, because it is fantastic. And then he said, the bad news is it is about 23 quid a drink. This wasn't, thankfully. I probably shouldn't have used this analogy, but we're going to continue. This is not what I paid for this. It was about 6 or 7 quid, for reference. But say it did cost 23 quid, you still may well turn around and go, sir, please may I have 4? Because that is how good this beer is. It is absolutely not your trousers off stuff, really. That is exceptional. I realise the word exceptional doesn't have an ek in it, but my mind is boggled by both the quality and the ABV of this beer. So before it scrambles my brain too much, let's get into it. Quick top to bottom taste test. So initially, super thick, luxurious, hyper sweet, but there's enough sourness to balance it off. And there is a tiny bit of carbonation. You can't see it in the glass, but there's just a little bit prickling around the front of the tongue. Next phase, you can't help but get obsessed about the consistency of this beer. It's thick, but it's also slick, it's smooth, it's a luxury. And I've just realised what it reminds me of, and probably the reason I love it so much. If you are a proper foodie with an especially kind of a special interest in Italian food, you will know that balsamic vinegar is not always balsamic vinegar, i.e. the stuff that you can get, if you look hard enough, is good enough to put on ice cream, which for most people you're going to go, Tom, what on earth are you talking about? But it's true, look it up. And there is heavily aged balsamic vinegar in the world that is super thick, super smooth. It has the acidity of vinegar, but also a massive, deep, rich, almost fruity sweetness. And this is packing a very, very similar experience. Now, again, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, you're going to go, he's just said this is brilliant and it tastes like vinegar. No, this doesn't taste like vinegar. End of. It does not. But it has the same luxury impact that that very, very fine, very expensive, very hard to get Italian balsamic vinegar does. So, yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, don't worry about it, but you should probably try it anyway. So, moving on. At the front, though, still, it's just heaps and heaps of really sweet and mildly sour cherry. If it didn't have any sour in it, this would be too sweet. It'd be sickly. But there's just enough to keep it rounded and well formed. It slicks back again. It's super easy to drink. Weirdly, 11%. It does taste boozy, but there's no harshness there whatsoever. And Actually, in that middle part of the palate where it's kind of just flowing across the middle of the tongue, it's more like a whiskey liqueur, you know, like a Glaver or Drambuie, something that's definitely got some pop to it, but it's sugary, it's sweet, and it's slick, and that really is the ultimate thing. You wouldn't want to spill this on yourself because you're gonna be sticky for the rest of the day. Could have used a better choice of words there, I suspect. Anyway, as it gets to the back though, you get this nice spritz. It's mild. The carbonation is just enough to keep the flavour whipping around without being properly carbonated, which is, for me, perfect in such a dark and heavy beer. And the flavours really do start to open up as they get towards the back. There's some vanilla in there, a little bit creamy, a bit more of a varied fruit vibe. It goes from just cherry to a few darker fruits, which is where it gets that real Black Forest Gatto vibe from. And then that aftertaste is just pure, sweet, dark cherry. I mean, I feel like I've said not many words to describe what is an incredibly thick, luscious, and decadent beer, but that's kind of the beauty of it. It doesn't have a million and one different taste profiles. Yes, there's some dark, bitter, and sweet chocolate lingering through the whole thing, but it's not overpowering. It's just enough to keep, I guess, the tartness of the cherries at bay. It's the sweetness is the chocolate really more than the cherry. I don't really know. It's a big, massive. Get warm in here. I put a shirt on because wearing a white t-shirt because it blows out the camera. But oh, and after this, I am now very warm indeed. And let's put it this way: I don't want to go into full detail because I don't want to rob you of what is an incredible experience. If they're still selling this, if you like chocolate, if you like cherry, if you like Black Forest Gatto, and you like big, boozy, well-constructed dark beer, you're going to like it. End of. Right. Let's take a look at the can. On the can then, Vocation Barrel Age Series Imperial Kirsch Chocolate and Cherry Stout. The allergens are malted barley, oats and wheat. This is best before, see base of can. The best before on this was 3 weeks ago. I'll be honest, if it's that good after its best before, what was this like before? Incredible scenes. Right. It says, pour carefully, may contain sediment. You'd never know because you'd never see it. Brewing can by Vocation Brewery, Hebden Bridge. 440ml can, 4.8 UK units in this can, which is horrific. So no driving from me for a while. On the side then, the Vocation Barrel Age Series. These beers explore the boundaries of barrel aging, complex flavours, profiles created in small batches from our brewery in Hebden Bridge. Best enjoyed slowly. I will say, I'm probably not going to drink any more of this on camera because this really needs to last another hour or so. Otherwise, my night's a write-off. And on the other side, chocolate/Morello cherry. A sumptuous double mash stout with intense notes of dark chocolate and Morello cherry. Once brewed, this beer was aged using cognac barrels to add layers of complexity and depth to the flavour. I know cognac is brandy and not whiskey, but what I was saying about the whiskey liqueur, brandy liqueur, it's all got a very similar vibe, and that is ever present in this. But I think that is also what is giving it that slightly more varied fruit flavour towards the back that gives off that kind of Black Forest Gatto feel. Absolutely incredible. There is no more information on this can, and truthfully, it doesn't need any more information on this can because this beer absolutely speaks for itself. Now, as I said, 2 beers in as many weeks that have properly blown me away, and that's 2 beers in as many weeks that are up for a Beer of the Year nomination because, well, I've gone nearly 8 months without anything really notable. I've had some very good new beers, but nothing that's properly blown me away that I've reviewed. And unfortunately, beers that I haven't sat and reviewed can't really get put forward for the nomination. So that is a shame. But thankfully now we have 2 very strong contestants for Beer of the Year, and we need to spend the next 3 months finding just a few more. I say 3 months. There's probably 4 months left. Yeah, 4 months. We've got a third of a year. I think we're all right. But that is everything for now. If they've still got this on sale, go try it, even if it's out of date, because it is absolutely spectacular. And that absolutely is everything. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it if you haven't already subscribed, if you'll be so kind, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.